Hi, I'm Amanda from Integrative Healing with Amanda Butler. I provide energy healing combined with psychological perspectives to facilitate a deeper connection with the divine within. Today we're going to be doing a clearing of disappointment. And it's really easy to get disappointed in life. Um, and sometimes, even if we're surrounded by wonderful things, we have, a lot of what we need or what we want, and in a lot of ways things are going well, it still can be really easy to be overwhelmed by everything that seems to not be going well, everything that seems to not be working out, everything that seems hard or difficult. It's very easy to do that in relationships. Maybe, you know, you're with someone who's great, but it's really just super easy to focus on some of the things that are not great about them and be really disappointed by that. Um, or if there were past relationships that didn't work out, like let's say with a partner or even someone who it felt like was a twin flame, some kind of situation like that, it can feel extra disappointing if there did seem to be some kind of really strong, really intense connection. And on the spiritual path, for those who identify with being on a spiritual path, a spiritual journey, a journey of ascension or individuation, something like that, it can feel really disappointing when there seem to be a lot of challenges, where everything seems to be extra hard since choosing to follow that spiritual path. And so this clearing is meant to clear some of that disappointment and make it easier to focus on the more positive things. And if you find that you have a lot of trouble focusing on or noticing things that are going well, that actually are working out, that actually make you happy, that's because our human brains are wired for survival, not happiness. Something that neurology and psychology teaches us. The humans who survived in the past were the ones who noticed the dangerous, so to speak, things in the environment, like the tiger in the bushes or something. They noticed the danger and didn't get eaten by the tiger, and so they survived. But now there's not so much kind of survival danger like that, but it is still easy to scan for and notice all of the things that are upsetting or disappointing and focus on the negatives, because that's what the brain has been doing for, thousands of years. And it's not really caught up to the world we live in now. And so this is to help make some of that easier, that being able to kind of turn down the volume on the disappointment and turn up the volume on noticing the things that we're grateful for, the things that we feel are positive. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see where we go with this right now. And so starting with the modality called Integrating Divine Union. This is a new modality that I have recently learned. It's created by Alexandra Dobichis of Spiritual Healing Therapy. She has a YouTube channel here and does videos as well. And these charts, the Integrating Divine Union, will, as of this video, the making of this video, be available for purchase soon, and you can learn this modality if you would like to. So be on the lookout for that if that's something you would be interested in. And Integrating Divine Union is kind of self-explanatory, actually, like integrating that union with the divine within us, that union of our human self and our divine self, the spark of the divine, of source, of God, universe that we are. So to help facilitate that deeper connection. And it's also from there focused on connections with others. So relationships with partners, family, friends, anything where we're in connection with others. It also helps with those connections as well. So the connection with self, connection with other, integrating divine union. And clearing now the guilt zone. And let's see what else we've got here. So clearing and aligning. Clearing and aligning prana, that life force energy, so that there's maybe less life force and focus going towards these disappointing things and more going towards focusing on the gratitude, the positive, the things that are good. Okay, moving on to chart 5, energies. Clearing any energies of being locked, maybe kind of locked down in kind of the survival mode, negative noticing kind of template, unlocking from that and being able to kind of get out of the disappointment mindset and into something that feels more joyful, more able to notice the things that are good, that are joyful, that are positive. Okay, seeing where we go next. Okay, chart 9B, divine timing. And clearing around better times ahead. Just because things have been one way in the past doesn't mean they necessarily have to continue being that way. It can be possible to shift into higher vibration, a different mindset. And so clearing the way for better times ahead. While also, being careful not to put everything into the future. Well, everything will get better someday. And kind of bringing in, like, there's the potential for each new day to be better than the previous one. Okay. And clearing on chart 12 around segregation of the soul. Clearing for greater integration within our entire being. Okay. And on chart 13B, human reality. Clearing around inner work. And this is a good one to bring in. We could sit and clear all day long, and that would be great and it would help, but bringing in, maybe some inner reflection, being able to bring some consciousness to things as well as doing the energy work can really help. And so what comes to mind as far as some inner work on this one is, I was listening to a webinar today about gratitude journaling and how to make that a little bit more effective. The presenter was a psychologist named Diane Gayhart. She also has a YouTube channel and some really interesting videos to do with mindfulness and integrating psychology with that. Some good stuff. And she was talking about, sometimes people do gratitude journaling and they don't feel like it really helps. And so in this webinar, she had kind of a hack to make it a little bit better, if you will. And so with that, negative noticing that the brain is kind of prone to, it's the amygdala that is always scanning the environment for danger. And so bringing in a little bit of that stress can, when we're focusing on something positive, can be kind of a little trick to play on the amygdala to help it be able to focus more on positive things. And so what she was saying in this was to, when you do gratitude journaling, like let's say you do it 5 days a week, writing down as many things as you can think of to be grateful for. And so let's say there are 5 things to you that come really easily, and you write them down. And then after you write down as many things that come easily to you, then you push yourself to go just a little bit farther and then write down 5 more, where maybe you have to think a little bit more deeply about some of the things you wrote down. Like maybe someone writes down, oh, I'm grateful for my house, I'm grateful for my car, grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my job, I'm grateful for my good health. And so let's say they think of those 5 and then they're struggling to come up with 5 more. So maybe they think more specifically, like I'm grateful that my house is in a safe neighborhood. I'm grateful that I have good relationships with my family. And so when you challenge yourself to make it a little bit harder and push yourself a little bit more to come up with these things, then it kind of tricks the amygdala into scanning for positive things. She gave the example of like asking her kids around the dinner table what was the best thing that happened to them. And so, now they kind of plan on noticing the good things that happened to them during the day. And so with some time and practice, it, kind of tricks the amygdala into scanning for the good things that we're grateful for instead of the danger things or the disappointing things or the stressful things. So the trick is to make finding the positive just slightly stressful. So that's a little trick you can try, and, continuing to do it for a few weeks at a time, it can have a lot of benefits possibly, as far as maybe, some reduced stress and other positive things like that. So just something to try if you would like to. Clearing now for clarity and focus. So maybe bringing more clarity to the positive things, more of a focus on the things that we're grateful for. Okay, so clearing now around any judgments. Often if we are disappointed, there is a certain amount of judgment in that. So clearing to bring in a new pattern, maybe a new pattern of releasing those judgments, releasing some of the disappointment, and having a different focus. Okay. Clearing now around separations. Clearing around any trauma, any feelings of like missing in action. Maybe this feels to me like kind of a lack of support, like maybe whatever support you were hoping would be there along the spiritual path or in a certain relationship or something like that was missing, was not there when you needed it, and that felt traumatic and disappointing. So clearing around that. Okay, so about 70% done with this modality. Let's see where we go next. So chart 24, Master Self. Working on that self-mastery, and really so much of the spiritual path seems to come down to that mastery of oneself. So clearing now around the archetypes, the fundamental patterns of human behavior within the human psyche. Clearing that. Clearing now chart 28, fusion. Clearing around any and all divisions and illusions. Illusions maybe that lead to disappointment. Feelings of division or separation that lead to disappointment. Focusing more on that connection, maybe that fusion with the divine within us. Okay. And clearing also around any comparisons. Very often, that's a big source of disappointment. The old saying, comparison is the thief of joy. Maybe it's also after comparison follows disappointment. Like if I were to compare myself to so-and-so who I think has it better than me, I'm, probably going to end up disappointed. So clearing around that comparison. Okay, moving on to chart 33, final chart that we have here. The core energy, bringing in that core energy of completion, feeling complete, feeling one with the divine within us, that feeling of wholeness and completeness. Bringing that in. Okay, from 0 to 100, how much of this clearing has been done? So 100%, getting the mop-up signal for this. So mopping up with integrating divine union, seeing where we go next. So from 0 to 100, out of anything and everything that can be cleared today, how much have we cleared? So about 75%. All right. Going now to QST, quantum speed therapy. This is a companion modality with light language energies to really ground in and integrate the healing that we're doing. Again, this is another modality created by Alexandra Jobages of Spiritual Healing Therapy. Again, you can check out her videos, and these charts will likely be available for purchase soon. So starting on chart number 1, bringing in healing integration to help ground in this healing, ground in the freedom from disappointment, and bringing in more of the gratitude, the appreciation, the positivity, the joy. Bringing in the energies of the accelerator to accelerate this process. Bringing in the energies of the activator to really activate what we're doing here, what we're clearing, the shift that we're making. And clearing around the past, anything that needs to be cleared with regard to that. And clearing now for greater surrendering as well. Okay, moving on to chart number 2. Bringing in the energies of adaptation and evolution, moving forward and adapting, evolving from how things have been to a new state of consciousness, a new outlook. One with less disappointment, more gratitude. I know I could use that. That would be good. Anyway. Okay. Bringing in the energies of realignment, and reconstruction. Okay, going on to chart 3. There are 4 charts in this modality. Bringing in again the energies of fusion, like that fusion, that deeper connection with the divine within us. Sealing that in, grounding that in, locking that in. And bringing in the energies of receiving, being open to take in and really allow in more of the good, more that we're grateful for, more that is positive and joyful. And shifting the focus to that. And being able to really assimilate that, not just receive it, but like really take it in and assimilate it, make it part of our daily experience. Not that, it means that everything's just going to be rainbows and unicorns and roses, but feeling like there's more of the positive, like the positive maybe outweighs the things that are disappointing rather than the other way around. Okay, moving on to chart 4. Bringing in the quantum energies of roots and foundations. With that gratitude, that brighter outlook really being the roots, the foundation of our experience, clearing for that. And bringing in the energies of attraction, attracting more of those types of positive, joyful experiences, and really resonating with those. Okay, so I'm getting the mop-up signal for QST, seeing if there's anything else to clear today. From 0 to 100, out of anything and everything that can be cleared today, how much have we cleared? Looks like 100%. Okay. So just completing a mop-up wrap-up of this clearing. And this clearing is, just a sampling, just a little taste of what a deeper, full clearing would be like. So if you would like a deeper clearing around disappointment or any other topics that you might like some assistance with, you can book an appointment on my website, amandabutler.net. If you mention this video, you'll get 10% off any of the services I have listed there. And after a clearing, be sure to drink a lot of water, maybe more than you would normally drink, to help flush out anything that needs to be flushed out. And I really hope that this video is helpful to you. If you did enjoy it and did find it helpful, I'd love it if you could give me a thumbs up, click like and subscribe. And I love reading comments for feedback on the videos, so leave me a comment and I'll reply. It's always great to hear from you. So that's it. I hope, again, that this is a blessing and it helps you clear some disappointment and focus on things that are more joyful and have that shift. As always, I'm wishing you the best, and namaste.